Hey, all you viewers to play later, how are we doing today? I know it's a little bit early in the morning, but I figure we better knock this one out because, well, I'm getting tired of looking at the box. But today, as you know by that thumbnail or whatever else you clicked on, we're going to take a look at the Warhammer 40k Space Marines Primaris Chaplain on a bike. Basically, it means it's a chaplain that's gotten more gene seed implants, made him bigger, better, stronger, faster, harder. 5 words my better half has never said in bed. And they put him on one of the badass newly remade bikes. The older bikes that I used to put together back in 2nd edition were horrible. These are phenomenal. I mean, look at that miniature. There's the back of the box for you guys who like to see that part. Now, let's get the price point, all that fun stuff out of the way. As of Tuesday, September 13th, 2022, it is currently $42.50 on Amazon, and it is Prime 1-day eligible. You may find it cheaper in your local gaming store. I don't know, but I doubt you're going to find it cheaper over on Games Workshop. Now, like everything else from GW, they come, especially inside the box. Come here. Drop that. Don't eat it. They come on sprues. Now, what's weird is... Oh, yeah, sorry. There's only one little extra piece, and that's the head piece. Because I didn't want the bear head, I wanted the skull head, for lack of a better phrase. You'll see it in a moment. I like the fact they give you a rulebook, and if you didn't have your codex handy, you get the stats right there on the back, which I thought were phenomenal. Okay, now, there is only really one way to put together, and they give you step-by-step walkthrough instructions. They are really simple, really easy. Just take your time. Dry fit the pieces. Make sure everything's good as you're going through. Okay? The reason why I'm saying that is if you notice right there, it's like the bike is leaning to one side and he's on his foot. When I had it, before I attached it to the rock base, it was leaning no problem. I guess I didn't pay attention to the lean. So it's not so much flush on the rock base, but it looks like his foot is going down for stability on my miniature, which I'm okay with. But there's the rest of the instructions. Now, got a treat for you. Because honestly, I've been looking at it and looking at it and looking at it and said, okay, I want a challenge. I want something different. So here's my chaplain on a bike. Painting black in different styles was a bit of a different for me. I really wanted the Crozius to stand out, so I went a bit different with the metal work on there. There was just subtle things on here that I learned and I loved. Like the book is just 5 shades of washing. There is no layer paint or contrast paint. No, there is contrast paint, but there's no layer or base coat on there. I tried to keep it as simple as I could because it lended some really, really striking results to me. Now, as you can see right there, his foot is not flush, but it is coming down, so it looks like he's getting ready to lean into it. And when you're painting it, be careful, because they do have spent bolter shells on the rock face itself. So don't try to go all over that and be like, oops, sorry, I missed it. But it's just an interesting miniature. The way that front tire is leaning, you can tell it's leaning in there. The way the body chassis is still forward. Just the little simple things you can go through and pick out. What I noticed right away was all the campaign seals or purity seals, depending which color you want to paint them, on his shoulder pauldrons. Those just meant to me like, wow, he's a badass. Don't do what I did. See the skull with the chains coming off? That was the little handlebar piece up there. Well, I should say the hand grip piece. I don't know. For some reason, when I was going through it, I went, okay. Then a couple hours later, I came back and went, ah. But still, they have, like, it's just like the skull piece looks incredible on the chaplain. It's just a basic black with like goldy, brassy metal pipings on his power armor. So if you take your time, you work it through, and you organize your colors well, it's going to go great for you. It is a centerpiece that will stand out on the battlefield. I mean, look at that. Especially with my Space Wolf Force, where they have that bluish-gray power armor, and you're going to slap that black, Wolf Priest down there. Which, I know. Every other chapter, the Apothecary and, your Tech Priest or whatever, well, I should say in every other chapter, it's called an Apothecary, But for the Space Wolves, it's a wolf priest. So, go figure, right? I know, it was great to paint, a lot of fun to paint. I experimented with some things like it's just a purple base on the straps, coupled with a couple washes that brought out the effect I really truly wanted. The tire is only 2 or 3 colors in gray. It's like Eshin gray highlighted with Astardium gray and a no longer wash. And it brought out a great effect for me on those tires. The metalwork is simple, just take your time and work your way through it. I know, it seems like a daunting task when you're painting miniatures, but it's not. I've got another video coming out for that here really, really soon. But I really wanted to get this one out there and get it out to you guys and get your feedback. Now, with that being said, we are at the best part of the video for me. I want to know your questions, comments, love, hatred, anger, all that fun stuff right down below. Have you purchased this miniature? Have you painted this miniature? What were some of the high points for you if you've painted it? What were some of the low points? Let's help out guys who are just getting into it and maybe a little intimidated by the whole painting process. We've all started there. We truly, truly have. So let's help bring up the next generation, because that's what I was always taught in this hobby. You give more than you take. You give back more than you get. If somebody gives you life-changing advice, it is your responsibility to help pass it on. Okay. Now, with all that fun stuff being said, if I made you laugh, made you cringe, made you cry, made you do any of that during this video, please give... Sorry. Burp from the last taste testing video I did. Please give me one of those, the big old thumbs up. It's only going to show love and support for the channel, and that is always appreciated. But there we go, guys. I'm going to show the miniature one more time. My quick look at the Space Marines Primaris Chaplain on a bike. Oh, God, look at that. I think it's one of the best I've done for my 40K force so far. Seriously, I really, truly do. But I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I hope you're having a safe day, a great day, and I hope one day to see all of you across the tabletop.